Going. Okay. Hey, welcome everybody. I am Alice Keeler. I am the queen of spreadsheets. No one loves a spreadsheet more than me, and I'm super excited to share this with you. And my hope is that you will be as excited about spreadsheets as I am. So I am here with the Global EdTech Academy, which has just launched this week in cooperation with Microsoft and Q. So if you go to q.org/Microsoft, you'll be able to see all the sessions. We have an insane number of sessions going on with office hours, and I hope you will take advantage of all of those. I have office hours on Friday. You can just jump in and ask me anything.
Thrown at me.
It's going to go ahead and mute everybody, but feel free to unmute yourself if you'd like to talk, because I hate talking to myself. And Danielle, you just unmute yourself right now. So anyway, welcome. Please have your videos on, and I hope this is going to be magical. And so obviously, instead of using slides, and honestly, nobody loves PowerPoint Designer more than me. This is like my idea of a good time on a Saturday night, but we are not using PowerPoint today. We are using Excel. So here's my giant experiments. I'm going to have you join me in my spreadsheet, and I'm just going to put out a lot of trust that you're not going to delete my stuff. Okay, here's the thing that everyone needs to know. Control Z. When you like, oh my gosh, I accidentally deleted that. If you could just Control Z, boom. And then you know what? I've got version history. I'm using Excel Online. So if it really gets messed up, I can revert this back to the way that it was. And I'm going to give you two options for how you can participate. So option number one, you can literally type on my Excel spreadsheet. Yeah, that's option one. If that makes you really nervous, yes, I am trusting everyone. Look at me, Samantha. It's like crazy. Option two, if you go to the file menu, you can save as, and then you can download a copy or save a copy online. Okay, so we're going to see what it lets you do. Woo, we ready? All right, so I'm just going to reveal this. It's alicekeeler.com/excelmagic. Okay, let's see if you guys are able to join. We are using Excel Online, and what I love about this is that it is collaborative, because that is how I live my life. Why would you look at a spreadsheet for hours not to show it to someone? So let's collaborate together. I have set this to be anyone with the link can edit. I have 7 of you in here. alicekeeler.com/excelmagic. Look how nice this looks. I just got rid of the grid lines. You can't even tell this is a spreadsheet grid, can you? Totally is. All right, I got 24 people in here. All right. We have 73 in this session altogether right now. I'm going to look at these chat messages. Oh, thanks for putting that in the chat, you guys. Hey, Margie from Virginia. Okay, Control Z to save your life. Totally, Joseph. Thank you for that. And I am trusting that all of you are adults. And if not, I teach children. So, you know, I'm used to it. In fact, you know, I teach 9th graders. And, of course, someone's going to do something wacky. And then, you know, and that's why I like you. Because, you know, I like teaching kids. So don't test me on that. Okay, we in? I got 52 of you. And Eric's challenging me. Woo, now I know who to blame when things go badly. You'll notice that I have tabs along the bottom. Do you see where it says welcome, answer, can't, your name? Please don't get ahead of me. It's just like opening your Christmas presents the week before. That's no fun. Okay? So I have this blue tab called answer. Do you see where it says answer down at the bottom? And so what I want you to do is just be real thoughtful. Notice that when you click on a cell, a border comes around it like you claim it. So just click somewhere else. We have infinite room. Excel spreadsheets actually don't bottom out. So you can go to the right and you can go down to the bottom. and I want to know is how can the spreadsheet make teaching magical? And so if you would share that with me. Now I'm going to go ahead and make sure everybody's answers are, oh, I already did that. Okay, good, good. So I don't remember that I centered these, but I did. All right, isn't this exciting? Look at all of these people in the same spreadsheet and we're collaborating. We have a quick and easy way to organize information. Why is this not word wrapping? I think I might have accidentally turned it off when I meant to turn it on. Select all, word wrap. There we go. Yeah, there we go. That is one of the keys to loving spreadsheets is knowing how to word wrap. That's one of the things you're like frustrated. You're like, what is this doing? It's just kind of like going on this way forever. Or it's so small. Oh, you can fix that. So you notice how I've made my columns wider. I've turned on word wrap. And I've set up this great way for me to hear from everybody. And so this is one of my favorite activities to do with students. When I ask students a question, how many can you reasonably expect to hear from? Oh, Keeler, call me. Hey, how many students can I call on? 1, 2, maybe 3, and always the same 1 or 2 extroverts. And so when I switch to doing this on a spreadsheet, I ask a question, and all I have to do is on my spreadsheet is make the columns wider, the rows taller, set word wrap. Ooh, someone's drawing in one of the cells. Look at you, so fancy. And then I'm able to say, put your answer in the spreadsheet. Now, it doesn't mean we're not going to have a whole class discussion, but what we're going to do is be able to look over what everybody put and hear from every student, and then we can start yammering. And especially in a remote learning situation, what a great way to be able to get everybody's input. I mean, chat's great, but you can see how this is nice to have it in a grid. Well, I'm going to get there, Norman. I'm going to get there. Don't take away all my secrets yet. And so one of the things I like to do when I start looking at the answers, I want to start grouping and moving them. So I'm going to single click so we can show how one missed grade can affect the entire grade. That's super. So you'll notice as I hover, are you able to see my cursor, right? As I hover over the edge, the cursor changes. And I'm going to grab it, drag it. So I'm just going to move the cells around. And maybe a couple of you want to help me with this. So collaboration, organize items, faster and easier communication with others. Maybe that goes under organize. So what I'm trying to show you is that you can, I'm going to come down here where it's less cluttered so you can see that I'm doing it. Oh, someone wrote on the screen because they used the Zoom tools. Here I thought you all put it into the cell. I'm like, someone knows something that I don't know. And I certainly don't know how to erase it right now either. Okay, so I'm going to come down. It says computes for you. So I select the cell, I single click. So this idea is single click or double click. Single click, I put action on it. Double click, I can edit. So I'm going to get right on the edge, the cursor changes, and I can literally move it. So what I love is being able to get in everybody's ideas. I'm like, okay, a lot of you look like you're saying this, and I drag it over there. And a lot of you are saying this, I'm going to drag it over there, right? Tabulate, calculate, computes. Someone said, now watch what I'm going to do here. We can show how one missed grade can affect. I love to play what if. I would do this with my students. Well, what if, because don't they always say that? So I would set up the spreadsheet with the formula, like, well, what if I got this on the final? What if I got this on the final? And I actually just shared a spreadsheet template with them so they could answer that themselves. It was lovely. I'm going to go up to the paint can, and I'm going to do this green. And then I hope you all know about Format Painter. And just for fun, I'm going to change the font to Comic Sans. just so you can see that what Format Painter does. So I'm single clicked on the cell. I'm going to click on the Format Painter, and I'm going to go find any of them that I think are about calculating. So formulas, right? Do you see how it matched the formatting? So put that green paint can, they put the same font. So that's one trick that I do a lot, especially like all of us have to do something 30 times all the time. And as a high school teacher, 150. And so one of the, I've got a roster, we all have one. Why do I use a spreadsheet? Because I have a roster. That's the best reason. And I'm always trying to like check it, kids off. Like these kids did it and these ones didn't. So one of my reasons, okay, I need to magic to make it easier. I'm helping you with that. And so you could do this. Why don't you try selecting a cell, using the paint can, change the font, and then click on the Format Painter and click somewhere else on another one that you think is similar. Isn't that a great activity that you have kids do? Find one that's similar to your contribution. And while you're doing that, I'm gonna try and find these Zoom tools to get rid of the, there we go. Annotate, clear. Hold on, there we go, I think I did it. Okay, right? Tell me this isn't fun. Someone tweet this. I am at Alice Keeler. You should be taking screenshots and tweeting. This is life-changing. Spreadsheets are the best thing ever. Word is dead to me. Don't say that. I'm really good friends with the head of Word, Peter Leonard. He's super cool, but it's not a spreadsheet, people. It's not a spreadsheet. Tell me you can't have this much fun with Word. I mean, come on. All right. It is lagging a little. Wait, now I'm on this annotation tools. That's my problem. It's not lagging. I just don't know how to use Zoom. I like to joke one of these days I'm going to know how to use the computer. Okay, if I switch to mouse, am I good now? I just don't want annotation. Can I click on things? Can I go to the next one? No? Okay. I am stuck in annotate. Does anyone know how to get out of that? Oh, now it's doing stuff. So maybe it was just lagging. You're going to go to the next tab. Come here. Come on. Behave yourself. This way. All right. Somebody move my tab. Okay. So on the, oh, can't. Yes, my tabs got moved. I'm gonna cope. So you'll notice you can do is you can actually grab, please don't. You can grab the tabs at the bottom and drag them into another order. I know who you are that's messing with me. Funny, not. You can go to the red tab, it says can't. It says can't. What do you think you cannot do in a spreadsheet? And I'm gonna warn you, I'm gonna tell you how you can. I know you're all gonna put down, and then I'm gonna prove you wrong, and it's gonna be amazing.
How do I get to this spreadsheet?
So it is alicekeeler.com/Excel magic. It looks like Danielle's typing it into the chat for me. Thank you. So in Excel Online, I cannot insert images, but I have to believe that it's coming. So Excel Online has come a long way. There's definitely a couple of features that I like to use in my spreadsheet that is missing in the online version, but boy, am I stubborn. I don't want to download anything. I want to be online, especially with my data. I don't want my data to be old. Like, I'm looking at a spreadsheet and I talk to you and you're like, oh no, we have a new spreadsheet and we've made changes to it. That's old information. That's like my nightmare No, if I'm going to collaborate with someone, I want to have full confidence that we have the same data at the same time, all the time, and I didn't miss an email. So I'm going to use Excel Online, and I know some of the very nice people at Excel Online, and I cannot tell you any secrets, but they do have some very great features that are coming, and they do listen to your feedback. So one thing I would encourage you to do, it's incredibly tiny. Do you see on the bottom right, it says Help Improve Office? And if you click Help Improve Office down in the very bottom right, it should come up with a thing that gives you what they call a frown. You'd be like, I don't like this, or I do like this. You can give suggestions, and they take those really seriously. Oh, there it's coming. They take them really seriously. If you want to go ahead and do that, Help Improve Office. I don't like something. Cannot embed a yes. Sure. And I am not going to put my email address right now. They know who I am. Draw. Actually, there is some really great YouTube videos of people who do art with Excel spreadsheets. They make the cells really tiny, and it's basically pixel art, but very small. So just like your television is literally just little pixels put together to create a clear image, you can do that similarly with an Excel spreadsheet, and I promise you that you will be blown away with what some people do. While I cannot embed a movie, I can make a list of my movies, and because I have these nice columns, I can organize, put it in data of what is about those movies, put a comment about it, and now it's shareable and filterable, and I can put a link to the movie. Hyperlinks do show up, and so they're really great for that. You freeze sections so students don't mess up the tabs. So I have some very strong feelings about if we ban kids from things, they don't learn. And it is a really important life skill to know how to collaborate on a digital document. They're all going to be doing it outside of school. Their work is going to have some collaborative tools that they're going to have to use, and anybody who deletes someone else's work is going to get fired. You know, this is just I want to teach kids how to behave in a digital document. Now, a while back, I subbed the very first day of preschool. Some of these kids have never been away from their mom a day in their life. So there's two teachers that are doing the first day of preschool, and one of the teachers didn't get her fingerprints cleared. And so I was dropping my son off at kindergarten. The principal looked really stressed. I'm like, okay, I work for the district part-time. I'm not working today. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to do this, even though I'm a high school math teacher. Yeah. How do you think this went? I mean, the kids are rocking in the corner. Why did my mom leave me? And then the other teacher says, okay, you guys, we're going to line up at the door and take a tour of the school. Yeah. It was like herding cats. Of course, that didn't go well. But he didn't say, well, I tried this once and it didn't work. No. You know what she did a few minutes later? Guys, let's line up at the door. And so what I want you to do is I want you to take PowerPoint. I want you to take Excel. I think that 2 to 5 people is really max in a Word document. So if you're going to do small groups, Word's great for collaborating. But if you're doing your whole class, let me encourage you to do it with an Excel spreadsheet or a PowerPoint. And do something low-key. Like, what am I doing here? What happens if this spreadsheet where I'm asking for your ideas in a cell gets deleted? What happens? Nothing. Who cares? You know, so I'm just going to do some low-key activities to let them get used to it. Honestly, when I give kids a new technology tool, the worst thing ever is if they're like, what do I do? That's a bad idea. A kid's approach, an adult's approach, everyone's approach when you have a new tech tool should be, I wonder what happens when I click on these buttons. You should try to make the thing explode. So as I put the kids in there, I need them to be curious about technology. If I don't touch anything, hold on, click on this, and then click on this, and then click on this, I'm teaching them to be afraid of technology, and that's doing them no favors. Because I promise tomorrow the whole system's going to update and the interface is going to look different than it did today. And all your screenshots and directions are obsolete. That's my life. So I want them to feel like, what is that? There's 3 dots. They should never be afraid of 3 dots. That should be like a moment of joy, 3 dots, more options menu. So I'm going to bring them in this collaborative spreadsheet. I'm going to make the columns wider. I'm going to turn on wardrobe. I'm going to ask them to share some idea. And if it goes badly, it's like doing individual whiteboards where, what do you do with individual whiteboards? We wipe them off. We don't do anything with them. We don't collect them. We don't take pictures. And so I just want to get them used to being in the spreadsheet. And when they're deleting each other's work and they're using the paint can and being goofy, let me give you a tip. Don't react. Don't react. If you react, then it's funny. We're going to do it all year. So don't let them think that you're getting your goat. You can have wine later and not tell them that. Just for now. Just keep your cool. They will get used to it, but just give them some time to get used to it, right? You can put a picture on it. You can't put a picture in Excel online at this time. You can put equation editor in spreadsheets. Equatio, I know it works with desktop Excel. I have not tried Equatio with online Excel, but I am in full confidence that if I'm patient enough, all of those features are going to come, but I just can't give up this collaboration. We're at the same time, and I know that we have the same data. And I see that someone moved my tab. You see, I knew this was going to be a giant experiment. I got to warn you. I have 5 kids, and I teach 9th grade algebra. You think you're going to face me? No. I'm like a rock. It's not true, but I can make jokes. Okay, so I have a tab called Name. If your name, it's green. Good thing I color-coded it. It's supposed to be the next one. So on the Your Name tab, pick a row, put your name, what grade do you teach, how old do you feel, and I have set some data validation so that for what grade do you teach, it will only accept a number 0 through 12, and for how old do you feel, it will only take 1 through 99, maybe 100. Can't remember what I did. This just brings me so much joy. You have no idea. Look at all of you collaborating. I need to take a picture. All of you collaborating in the same spreadsheet. I'm going to tweet that later. Don't you want this joy with your students? Nothing feels better than knowing they're working. Look at you all working. I could see it. It's exhilarating. All right. I think I've just got a little lag because I'm running the Zoom and I got a lot of tabs in the background, even though I know I shouldn't. So I'm just gonna be patient. You guys are so good. This is going way better than I expected it to. It's a risk, it's a risk. Now you notice all the numbers are showing up to the right. So you have what's the column indicators, that's the A, B, C, D, E. And if I click on the column indicator, it will highlight the entire column. And you can see all the centering options in the ribbon right here in the middle. So I'm going to choose to just center those up. And if anybody's feeling a little cheeky, I'm going to make this larger. And then, of course, what I'm going to do is I'm going to single click on that. I'm going to click on the Format Painter icon. It's a little paintbrush all the way to the left. And if I highlight a bunch of them, they're going to match. Yeah. Someone got beeped at. Data validation doesn't allow multiple grades. Yes, I could have, because I'm good with a spreadsheet, I could have written a more complex formula, but I'm going to just make you pick one. Which one do you most identify with? Okay. So some of the great reasons to use a spreadsheet, you'll notice what I've done is I've frozen the first row. To me, that's the first thing that you do. When I was teaching last year, if you can imagine how many spreadsheets I assigned my students. And so I'm like, you know, make a spreadsheet, and I look over and all of my students have the first row frozen before I give any directions. It's just a moment of joy and pride. Yes, that's how we do a spreadsheet. We freeze the first row. So you see as I scroll down, it still has my column headers. And that's a really key way to design your spreadsheets is the very first row you typically use to say this is what's going in this column. And when I sort it, I don't want first name to get sorted in with the first names. So you want to freeze that first row and notice that as I scroll, I don't lose that header. You can't do that with Word. Sorry, Peter Leonard. It's in a spreadsheet. It's the best. And you're going to find that under the View menu. It's pretty easy. And on here, that's under Freeze Panes. You see it says Freeze the top row, which I already have, so I don't want to unfreeze anything. And then, so what I want to do is I want to click on the column header, and I want to right-click. Oops, everything's not right here. Home. Click on the column header. I'm missing something. Here we go. On the Data tab, I'm able to sort ascending. Just sort. No, I want to expand and sort. What is it telling me? Do I want to sort column A? Because that's going to disassociate all your names for your grades. And I'm like, no, I want to expand and sort. So now I can sort it alphabetically. If you're going to make a table, make it in a spreadsheet. Why? Because you can sort it. How often do you need your kids' names alphabetically? All the time. And this is one of my tricks is when I make a Microsoft form is I always put their first and last name as two different questions so I can sort by last name because my gradebook doesn't sort by first name. It just doesn't. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to write myself a formula. I'm going to say equals count. I'm going to put a parentheses and I'm going to be able to highlight all of these answers that you have put. Yeah. Now here's the thing, I'm completely wasting my time right now. It's a little slow with the internet lag because I'm running the Zoom. Come here, be nice. All right, let's go that far. So it's saying to count from B2 to B30, and I push enter, so it tells me that there's 27. But if you highlight, I think I'm weirdly zoomed in. It should be telling me, oh, here it is, down at the very bottom. Do you see very tiny words at the bottom? It says average 7.33, count 12, sum 88. It just, I don't even need to write a formula. If you highlight stuff, it just tells you things. Don't you need this information? What's my average score? There is an incredibly tiny triangle here that you should be very curious about. So you'll notice that you can choose which summary statistics that you want to show up at the bar along the bottom. And so again, if I just highlight a few numbers, I can see at the bottom the average is 61. I have 8 of them highlighted. It all adds up to 488. No math, it just does it for me. Like magic. You know, what does it tell me when I highlight their names? Again, you're looking way down here in the bottom. It says count 12. I mean, how many times just like, how many is this? And you're like, 1, 2, stop that. Use a spreadsheet. Use a spreadsheet. Okay, so I am going to go to, I've got your names. Okay, and I'm going to attempt this. Okay, wait. I'm going to sort it one more time just in case some of you added things since I did it. I'm going to click on the column A indicator. I'm going to sort ascending. I'm using the data tab. And I do want to expand. I want to make sure all the columns that go together go together. Okay. And then on, breathing heavy here. I want to make sure this works. On this patterns one, come here. Made myself a note of what I wanted to do. I'm going to put equals transpose. Now what transpose does takes it from vertical to horizontal and vice versa. So I'm going to come back to your name. I'm going to highlight all of your names slowly. I'm going to highlight all of your names slowly. Come on. Keep going. You can do it. I know the Zoom is just slowing you down. Also, I bet all 5 of my kids are streaming video right now. I bet that's what's happening. Did you know that you have a limit on your home internet amount? And if you had 5 kids constantly streaming video, you would hit it. Okay, I've highlighted them all. I'm going to push enter. Come on. There's a lot of us in the spreadsheet. My internet's slow, but this does work. What? You all became a column header. Now, okay, what's our first step when we have a spreadsheet? Our first step.
Freeze the first row.
Freeze the first row. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to go to the View tab and freeze panes. I'm going to freeze the top row. And so now what I would like all of you to do is to find your name, and I got something for you to do there. What you are going to do is notice that Excel allows you to do patterns. So you're going to type a 1. I'm going to do it up here. You're going to type a 1 and a 2. I'm going to name this column Alice. You're going to type a 1 and a 2. Oh my gosh, this is magical. I'm so happy seeing all of you type on my spreadsheet. And then I'm going to highlight the 1 and the 2. I'm going to zoom in. Because when you highlight your pattern, you'll notice that there's a very tiny square in the bottom right. It's subtle, but in the bottom right, when you highlight your pattern, is the fill down square. And if you drag it, it will continue your pattern. This is all you ever wanted in life, is to not type 1, 2, 3, 4 over and over. But wait, there's more. What if your pattern is 5 and 7? Uh-oh. Someone needs to push Control Z. What you did is if you typed where it has the transpose, it kills the formula. Which is okay, we'll figure it out. Somebody typed something in one of the headers. I can just fix that by highlighting all of them. Oh, yep, see that someone wrote KL in one of the columns. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete, and that should fix it. Transpose should come back. When it comes back, I'm going to show you a magic trick. Is it going to come back? I think it's mad at me for having this many people. How many people are in this spreadsheet? I zoomed all in, so I can't see anymore. Here's what I've learned is I get flustered when I'm using in the webinars because I zoom in. I'm like, buttons are missing. I know they should be here. Well, they're there. They're just, you know, I'm zoomed in. Okay, come on. Okay, I'm just gonna, here's my formula. I'm just gonna copy it. I'm gonna highlight the whole row by clicking on the row indicator. I'm just going to delete the whole thing, and then I'm going to paste my formula again. There we go. Now here's my magic trick. When you have a formula, it's doing what the formula says for it to do. But sometimes you're like, I'm done with the formula. It did what I needed it to do, and I'm like, I want to be done with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control-C copy this whole row, and then I'm going to right-click, and I want to paste just the values. You see that second paste option? This is paste special. I paste special the values, and now if I click on where it says Abigail's name, oh, it should have, it still had, okay, there it goes. No, yes, yes. Just takes a second. It doesn't normally. So when I click there now, you notice the formula is gone. And now it just says Abigail. And if you were to edit your name right now, you would be fine. Whereas before, when the formula was generating your name, you can't edit your name. But now you can, because I did a paste special. So that's copying something and then pasting right on top of itself. But I do it with the second paste option, just saying paste the values. And so it replaces the formulas, which comes in handy quite often. Okay, so I was doing my pattern of 5 and 7. And Zoom, there we go. Zoom's covering what time it is. I'm gonna highlight the 5 and 7, and then I got that fill down square down in the corner, and it's gonna continue that pattern. But wait, there's more. What if your pattern is Monday, Tuesday? Oh. I mean, look how many hours I'm saving you from typing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday 100 times. What? It knows your pattern. You make a pattern, you highlight your pattern, you get the corner and pull it down. And there's about 5 million reasons that you want to do this as a teacher. And then, of course, it also does it with dates. So today is 5/20. Tomorrow is my daughter's birthday, 5/21. I'm going to highlight these. And I'm going to drag, and now I've got all the dates for the next few days. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. This is too much zoom. Reset. Okay. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to put in 5/20, and what if I'm going to do something every 7 days? So I'm going to put in 5/27. So now my pattern is 7 days later or a week later. So if I'm going to highlight it, grab the fill down square. Yeah. Now I have the date for every week, and I didn't have to look at a calendar. How do you not need that? You need that. I just saved you hours. It's amazing. Okay, so under your name, do you see I just kind of like practicing here in the column. Give it a go. It does work horizontally. Give it a go. Yes. It's like the best moment ever. How can you not love this? It's amazing. Okay, now all of my tabs are completely out of order. I don't remember which one I was gonna do next. I'm pretty sure it was the heart one. How do you love a spreadsheet? This lag is gonna be the death of me, but oh, look at all of you guys typing on my tab. The things that you need to know, I'm going to go to the Home tab in the ribbon. So you'll notice it says you can collect, organize, and format a lot of data. And what it's doing is it's just continuing over into the next cells because there's nothing there. If there was something written right there, it would truncate it and cut it off. It didn't go away. It's just truncated in the cell. So what I want to do is I want to click on that cell, and what you're looking for, now it's small, it says ABC and it's got a little swoopy arrow. That's the wrap text. So if you can write more words than will fit in a cell, which isn't hard, and then you're going to click on, it's right underneath the word view. It's to the right of all the centering icons. It's ABC with a swoopy arrow showing you that it's word wrapping. So that is the first trick to loving Excel. You know, as you type stuff in there and it's frustrating because it doesn't seem to fit. Oh, it fits. You just got to turn on word wrap. And one of the tricks is to click on the awesome box. So that's to the left of column indicator A and above row indicator 1. So you guys see this little square up in the corner? It selects all. It selects all. So if you click the little square to the left of it's blank. It doesn't look like it does anything.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
This is my Alexa. I am sure about that. It does look like it's doing nothing, but it's doing really cool things that when you click on what I call the awesome box, it selects all, and I can turn word wrap on the whole thing with one click. You're like, well, that's great, Alice, but you know, these are like, that doesn't look good. Okay, I'm gonna get in between the N and the O. Do you see how my cursor changes when I get in between the column indicator N and O? and I drag it, I can make it wider. Make it fit. Make it fit. There's a trick that if you double click in between two column indicators, it'll auto resize. If you highlight a bunch of columns and resize one, all of the highlighted columns resize. That's true for rows also. I see you're all playing, which warms my heart to you, like, are using a spreadsheet. It's a beautiful day. All right, and so the video will be available later. We will upload it to YouTube. You're going to be able to go to q.org/Microsoft and find all the videos from all of the sessions, but I hope that you'll really take advantage of interacting with the really high quality presenters that we've brought to you. And we have asked that they all have office hours so that you can really just get to know and just ask questions about whatever you want. So please make sure you take advantage of those as often as possible. It's free. It is free. So the things to love is to be able to make the columns wider, make the rows taller, to turn on word wrap, to freeze the first row that's on the view tab, freeze panes, freeze the top row. And the last thing that you need to know to really love a spreadsheet is merge. So this is where I'm going to take a bunch of cells. I'm going to highlight a bunch of cells. And I've done that. It's just lagging. And select them. And select them. Okay, no, just kidding. I'm going to hold down the shift key, and I'm using the arrows. So that's one trick for highlighting if you're having a challenge with the mouse, because let's be honest, the trackpad is tricky with a spreadsheet. So you're going to single click, hold down shift, and use the arrow keys to select a range. And then on the home tab, I'm going to, below word wrap is merge. Whoa, that's all I've ever wanted. So none of you that I could see put down you can't write an essay. And I think I scared you off because that was so obvious that I was going to be able to tell you that you can write an essay in a spreadsheet. All you got to do is highlight a bunch of cells and merge them into one giant cell and then do it 3 times. And like, here's your first paragraph, here's your middle, or 5 times if you're doing a 5-paragraph essay. You're like, why would I want to do that, Alice? I'm going to tell you why you would want to do that. I'm going to add another sheet. It's because you have all of these rows and columns that you can do so much more than just write an essay. So I'm going to highlight these cells. I'm going to merge them together. I'm going to turn on word wrap. I like to use the paint can and make it yellow to tell the kids, put your answer in there, in the yellow box. Do that. And then to the right of it, thank you, someone, for trying this out, but you're on my way. To the right of it, I want them to put their research, right? And I'm going to do 1, 2, highlight it, drag it down. They're supposed to have 7 citations. So I'm going to make column K wider, and that's where they're going to put, these are your references. This is the vocabulary words you are going to do. Like, I want them to put extra information in the cells and columns to the right. Like, here's your paragraph. Guess what else I could do? I can make a teacher feedback column. Forget this research column. I just now have a teacher feedback column. I'm gonna make it blue. I tend to color code my cells. Right? And so then I can be like, this is too wordy. Passive voice. I'm a math teacher. I have no idea what these things mean. So it's really handy, especially because I want to do peer feedback. So the kids do their writing, they merge a cell, or you merge a cell. I like to teach them. They can do it themselves, trust me. Kindergartners can do this. I swear, ask Christine Pinto. You're like, hey, why don't you just like highlight a bunch of cells and merge it? You don't think kids would think that's fun? That's fun, right? And then near it, we ask peers to share, join the spreadsheet, right? It's Excel Online, so it's collaborative, and we're able to be on the same spreadsheet, and peers get in and give feedback in the feedback spots. And I, again, designate them by using the paint can. It's amazing. Don't worry, whatever you say to me, I'm going to tell you that the answer is always a spreadsheet.
Alice, somebody asked a question about if you were going to do a session on pivot tables.
Maybe. How many people do you think would show up to that?
I don't know.
We have one.
Anybody that's going to do their Google certification?
I mean, honestly, I don't know how you teach without a pivot table. Do you know what a pivot table does, you guys? It summarizes. I remember I have this epic spreadsheet that I've been working on for this Q Global EdTech Academy thing. It's like it's a massive spreadsheet, and I have pivot tables of my pivot tables. It summarizes. Hey, guess what you want to do? Summarize. How many kids got this right? How many kids answered this way? I like to do peer evaluation. How many kids gave them a 3? How many kids gave them a 4? Like, that's what a pivot table does. It summarizes. I mean, I need summary data constantly. You need pivot tables. You're calculating this stuff by hand. You should be drinking wine. Go home. Let the spreadsheet do work for you. Let the spreadsheet work. You drink wine. That's how this goes. Just saying. Can you find the question tab? I'm going to change the tab color by right-clicking on it, and I'm going to make it burnt orange. And if you can find my burnt orange question tab, you may ask me a question in the spreadsheet, because we are using a spreadsheet where I can hear from everybody. Yeah. It's 83 degrees in my office. This is the downside to living in California.
Alice, other people are asking if of the things that you're showing in Excel, can you do the same things in Sheets?
I would like to announce that this session is sponsored by Microsoft. And they will have the recording. So I would ask that you kindly not ask me any Google questions. But I'm really good at both. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm a long-time Microsoft Office user. I used to make Excel database, access databases for fun all of the time. I'm a wizard at using Office. Some of you know that I do like to use another product sometimes, but I'm good at both. You know, I've been a Microsoft Innovative Educator for, oh goodness, over 10 years at least. And this last year, I'm doing contract work with Fresno Unified, who's very Microsoft, and I've had a lot of really good opportunities to find out how much better the online products are, and I'm enjoying it, especially Slides Designer. That is literally like my obsession right now. All right, so no one has a question, or no, wait, here we go. I just was in the wrong spot. You do want to learn about pivot tables. You do. And since I addressed that one, I'm going to change this to orange. And I'm going to use my format painter because that one's the same. Look at you guys. You all just want to do pivot tables. Yes, that would make teaching extra magical, but it would really be a session all in and of itself. Make sure you subscribe to Ben Collins. Now just write that down, Ben Collins. It's an easy Google search. He's got, like, if you sign up, he just sends you an email every week with a Excel and or Sheets tip on it. He is one of the masters, and that is free. He's got a bunch of free stuff. He's got things he'll try to sell you too. This is not a beginner class of Excel. This is my desire to get you to want to use Excel. I'm trying to show you how magical it is my objective. This is being recorded, and you can rewatch it again on 1/3 speed. Alice, can you talk slower and quieter? No. I have literally had homeless people tell me to keep it down. So that's just the way that I am. But hey, it's being recorded, and you can watch it slower. All right, to be editable, this needs to be put into a Teams tab. No and yes, I am loving Microsoft Teams. Like literally, I don't care who I'm collaborating with. We're just using one document, and I want to make a team because the collaboration, it just adds and enhances what we can even do with this one document to have the conversations, especially when you're asynchronous. So what's really cool about Microsoft Teams is if you go to the Files tab of any channel and I add a spreadsheet there, it just automatically makes it collaborate. So you can just make a spreadsheet every day with the kids and you're like, type on it and it'll be magical. But there, I mean, you guys, you can see right now we are not in a team and we are collaborating together on this spreadsheet. I did set it that anyone with the link can edit, but you could have copy and pasted, added all your students' names into it. Obviously, Teams is the better way to do that, but you don't have to. Yes, you all need pivot tables. All right, I hear you. I hear you. I know who did leave the dogs out. It's like wild dogs are traveling in my neighborhood all of the time. Bananas. Okay, I got it. We're gonna do pivot tables, not right now. I have to have data that's set up for a pivot table. Okay, what time is it? I have 8 minutes. Whew. I'm not even gonna get to where I wanted to get. Let me do something. I'm gonna start at the end and work my way backwards. I would like to show you my Minecraft spreadsheet. You will never see a student more excited to learn than when you're like, and we're doing it in Minecraft. So let me zoom out on this and you'll see that what I have done is I've made my Excel spreadsheet look like a Minecraft block. And even my 7-year-old, as I'm working on my spreadsheet, Mom, is that Minecraft? It is for Minecraft. So this particular tab right here is from Lucas Gillespie, and he has a set of Minecraft challenges, but what he did is he had it in a document. And I'm like, no, if you have a list or a table, it should be in a spreadsheet because it does the work for you. So what you'll notice that I've done with this is I've put all of his challenges into the spreadsheet. And as I mark, like I did that challenge, I mark it off. You can see up here in the upper right in AA1, now I have the hiccups. In AA1, it says I have 20 points. And then I mark it again, it now says I have 40 points. It's doing the work for me, you guys. And then I have these other tabs. This is the beauty of using a spreadsheet. The beauty of using a spreadsheet is that I can have multiple tabs where they can do different activities and they can build on their learning in the spreadsheet. So you can see here we're gonna make a decision. And now we're level 2. You see this, we're level 2 with 10 XP. And then you're a pencil pusher, now you're level 3. Still level 3, do something with a hamburger. I'm still level 3, but I can see my points going up. Well, I'm level 4, that felt good. And so this is one of the things that you could have students do is just mark off on a list and it automatically counts up how much they've got done. And then what do you get to do? You get to go home and
Drink wine.
yes, that's all I want for you is to relax. That's all I want. I want you to relax. That's my gift for you. I would like that. That would be lovely. And let me show you this one. And so you'll notice that it's all blank. This is I took a science lab. I had a Word document, had a science lab. I'm like, this is no good. It does all the thinking for the students. It should not do the thinking for the students. It should be inquiry, and they should make their own hypothesis questions. So you'll notice that when we click on the tabs along the bottom, it's pretty much blank, mostly. And so when I go in here and I type my name, Alice, suddenly it says, Alice, go to the next tab. And you notice here, it now says, hi, Alice. Will your big helicopter crash to the ground? So I'm gonna go to the next tab. Now this would be a lot more context if you actually read the lab, but I'm just trying to show you how cool my spreadsheet is. And then I would type stuff in here, and I would type stuff in here. And do you notice that directions start to show up? It's like, hey, go to the next tab, Alice. Okay, so at a very basic level, I'm gonna show you how to do this. Not this, because that's, you know, Alice the spreadsheet queen. But it is so easy. The best formula is Equals. That's it. That's all you need to know. Equal sign. That's all. It's like you're being bossy. You're like, do this. Okay, you need an equal sign to boss your spreadsheet around. Equal sign to boss your spreadsheet around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in equals, and then I'm going to click somewhere, like there. So it says equals whatever's in D6. I'm like, yeah, equals whatever's in D6. So if I put my name here, Alice, and I go over here, equals, and I click on it, I don't even type it, B8, equals B8, whatever's in B8. Now I'm going to type equals. I'm going to go to the Your Name tab. I'm going to click on Stacy. I just clicked on it. Enter. What? Put Stacy's name over here. So let me show you how I would get the entire roster. I'd say equals. I'd go over to the Your Name tab. And I'm going to click on Abigail, and I'm going to push enter. So now Abigail is over here. And then I'm going to single click. Can you remember that fill down square? Remember the fill down square? I'm just going to pull it down, pulling down my pattern. My pattern is my formula. So now I have everybody's names over here, and I didn't have to retype it. Like, oh, typo, Abigail spelled her name wrong. It's really Chupacabra. Yeah? Now I forgot which tab I was on. Wasn't that one? Anyone remember what tab I was on? That would have been great. Questions? Oh yeah, here we go. There we go. And see, it's just switched it to Chupacabra. So one of the rules for using a spreadsheet is you never type the same thing twice. You never type the same thing twice. So if I type their name once in this spot, then everywhere else I want their name, I use an equal sign. I mean, literally that's it, an equal sign. I type equals and I go click on wherever it is, even if it's on a totally different sheet. So that's all I did is I had a box to put your name in here. And then on the next sheet, I put equals, what's their name? And then on the next sheet, I'm like, equals, what's their name? So it keeps putting their name on the next sheet. Oh, I have 2 minutes to go. Apparently all you want to know is about pivot tables, and I just cannot do it in 2 minutes. And the thing that I really wanted to show you is that when you use Excel Online, you can go to Insert, Forms, and why is it not letting me do this? Insert a new form. There's something that I have done to this spreadsheet to make it not like me to insert a form. Okay, but you should be able to do that. You go Insert New Form, and it's actually going to make a Microsoft form where all of the answers to the form show up in this spreadsheet. So normally if you go to forms.microsoft.com, it gives you the option to download your Excel spreadsheet, which I already shared with you at the beginning. I want to live in the cloud. I am willing to put up with waiting for them to add some of my favorite spreadsheet features because it's still good. I just want to be everybody on the same page. And so when someone fills out a form, I want to be able to go look at the spreadsheet data while I'm waiting for everyone to finish. So that means what you have to do is you have to first start with excel.office.com. So you start with excel.office.com, you're going to create a new spreadsheet, you're going to go to the Insert tab, and you're going to make your form, new form from the spreadsheet. And there is your hack to finalize our Making Teaching Magical. And I feel like you want to attack me to make me give you pivot tables, so I'm going to take that as a sign of success that you love spreadsheets like I do. And I really appreciate all of you joining me, so thank you. All right.
Thank you, Alice.
You're so welcome. Ooh, it's so warm.
Thanks,
I'm
Alice.
on the conditioner now because I felt like the noise would be, overwhelming. Hey, oh, Vernon's in. Hey, so I don't know if you all know this, but me and Vernon Wright are cousins. I mean, really, really, really distant. Probably not cousins, but cousins. Just saying. Sam. Wright's a family name. It was my grandmother's maiden name, so I feel like it's for sure, obviously. He's super cool. You guys should, Vernon Wright is going to be doing some sessions. This guy brings the energy. Make sure you check his out, microsoftq.org/Microsoft. Okay. Can I do in reverse, make a form and then a sheet? Not at the current time. But I did complain about that, and I am hoping that they listen to me.
Is there a way to delete unwanted cells that you
Sure.
haven't used?
Yeah, I'm just gonna highlight this. Come here, I'm gonna highlight this, right click. See, now that people have gotten out, look how much faster this is. I can't see what it says there because it's behind the Zoom window, but do you see how it's just letting me delete stuff?
But is there a way to delete everything that hasn't been used simultaneously?
Well, you would first sort it. So remember how I had you all put your name in? But I know you skipped lines. So I sorted it alphabetically so all the blanks would go to the bottom, and then that way I knew I had all the good ones. But actually Excel goes infinitely. So you can never get rid of all the blank ones.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else have any questions? When are we doing pivot tables? I'll figure that out. I gotta like put some time into gathering a good data set that's not stupid. Because like, if we're gonna do like stock market data or things that aren't teaching, you're like, I don't get that. But as soon as I put up a quiz and I show you how you can take a quiz and put a pivot table and it summarizes all the answers at once, you're like, how have I lived my whole life without this? It's amazing. So just need a little time to put the right data set together. I can't do it on the fly.
I want to learn to do it with like rubrics. Like I have kids like when they peer evaluate. That would be awesome for
Is a great reason to use a pivot table for sure. Again, the pivot table summarizes.
Awesome.
And it allows you to summarize in all kinds of really fancy ways. Like you want to sort it this way by, like if you're doing peer evaluations of small groups. So they have a team name. So that means everyone fills out the Microsoft form for the team. It gets filled out multiple times, right? So you're evaluating Team Chupacabra. Each of the groups is evaluating Team Chupacabra. And then you want to know a whole lot of things about how they were evaluated. That's where a pivot table really comes to play because it'll just do it for you. But then you're like, but wait a minute. We did this like a pre and a post. How can I sort it out that way? So then you can, another example would be like quiz data, but you want to sort it male, female. Shouldn't do that, but maybe you did. You can get it in columns to break it down column-wise in addition to the summary. And then you can also set a whole nother filter on there and be like, yeah, but I only want the ones from last week. It just gets more and more better. So all those are like, well, I just want to know this. Yeah, that would be a pain to know that unless you knew how to make a pivot table, and then it's easy. And that's all I have to say about that. Anybody else have a question before we have wine? It is 8 o'clock at night, my time, and later for you. Danielle, remind me what state you're in?
Pennsylvania, so it's 11.
I was going to say that. So it's very late for you. So thank you, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Somehow move this Zoom window, stop the share, and stop the recording.